What's up, everybody? Welcome to Philly with John Marks on PHLY. As always, sponsored by Bet Parks. What's up, everybody? Good morning to everybody watching live on YouTube. Our 8 a.m.ers. Are we live? Are we good? Our 8 a.m.ers that are watching live right now, as they do every morning on YouTube, getting involved in the conversation. Our mad chatters. Good morning, everybody. You're watching on YouTube, but later on, that's awesome. That's the advantage of being on YouTube. You can watch whenever you want. Just make sure you're liking and subscribing and yeah, all that good stuff. Comment on the episode as well. We appreciate that. It's a way for you to get involved in the show right off the top of the show. And then we'll introduce our co-host for today. Get to allphly.com. We have an amazing special going on right now for all of our diehards, or if you want to become a diehard. $36 for the first year. That's $3 a month. Think about that. That's half of a cup of coffee from Starbucks a month to get everything that we offer here at All PHLY. And that's the insider stuff. That's Fran Duffy and the PHLY Eagles coverage, the top 100 that they have right now, which is one of the best things I've ever seen when it comes to draft coverage. 9 days away from the draft. We'll talk about it today. But get to allphly.com if you want to become a diehard, and you're doing it for the best price you're going to get whenever. And subscribe to Rich Hoffman's PHLY Daily, which is an amazing resource for you if you're looking for what's going on in the world of sports. Comes out every morning. It's a Philadelphia sports page. I used to go buy the Daily News, back cover, boom. Rich does it for you, and it's free, delivered right to your inbox. Allphly.com. As the Phillies lose last night, once again, to discuss is a guy that normally makes me feel good, as Halle Berry once said, although in a different way. And the Phillies also make me feel good. But Black Gritty from blackgritty.com is going to be the lone person to make me feel good today as he joins us on the program. Black Gritty, hello.
Good morning, Johnny Marks. How you doing today? You all right? I'm okay.
My mic's limp like the Phillies offense has been limp.
It's got a little bone in it. It's got a little.
Hey, he got a hit last night.
He did get a hit last night. Oh, Johnny Marks. The Phillies are winning the World Series. Johnny Marks said the Phillies are winning the World Series.
I know that's been your go-to. Whenever anything goes wrong, you just keep saying it. Just keep saying it. Just keep saying it.
It can't get worse than this. And again, it's the season is such a long season, and it is. And it's so hard, Johnny Marks. It's so hard after a game like yesterday.
It's early. Hey, it's early. It's early.
JT hit that ball, and it was like, where's the cone in football had the camera where it's like universal, it goes around the globe. If you just go over it, you get it. That hit looked like it was it looked like it went over the post. I'm like, why do we have the sky cam on that hit for JT? And then I need robo so bad in my life. That umpire last night was, that didn't.
Wow, man.
The bases would have been loaded, and he called a strike way outside on JT. And that was the moment, and that was when the game was officially over right there. It was just,
We'll get to all that. It's so true. And, the game started out exactly, it's like we bitched and moaned about the offense for how many days in a row. Right? It was like, oh, they suck. They're not going to win. Marsh, bleep you. Boom. Trade them. The offense is terrible. And they come out and, man, right out the chute, they're scoring runs. Man, it was good.
And then it happened. And it happened to the Giants. It's just, I know it's a long season. I know it's baseball, but they're better than this. And then you're starting to get to the point where you're like, all right, well, forget the approach at the plate thing. Just go do your thing. Go do your thing. Because if this is what I'm going to get half the time, where you look like you're taking good approaches at the plate, but you're missing anyway. But again, that umpire was just bad last night too. I can't. There's only so much I'm going to give them for watching pitches.
Tony Randazzo.
Oh God.
And we'll talk about the strike, the called strike 3 call in a second. But listen, the offense is bad. I almost feel like at this point, and outside of the first inning, Castellanos had the bomb that he hit. They did nothing again, and they're not hitting with runners in scoring position. The Phillies 9-hole hitter is now 0 for their last 33. That's almost impossible. Trey Turner's down to 236 on the season. Hey, by the way, hey, Bryce Harper, I know you're ready to go and you're pressing or whatever, but like when your stars aren't hitting, when Schwarber hasn't had a big game in a while, Castellanos is your hottest hitter and your best hitter right now. And then Taijuan Walker, he had the bad inning. It was helped by the error where he was trying to turn a double play, sailed it. And then he ends up giving up home runs. He was actually decent other than that. And then the bullpen late gave up runs. But I mean, like really, if you're going to score 4 runs in any given game, man, you score 3 runs in the first inning and you score 1 run the rest of the way. Like last night was a night where you needed the offense to show up and win. And it didn't happen. And dude, you're right now. This is tough. It's a tough team to watch. And like I said at the start of the show, when the Phillies are playing well, oh, life is good.
It is.
I am loving life, man. The Phillies, I can't wait to watch tonight, 6:45. Jesus Luzardo's on the mound. But when the offense sucks like this, and it does, they are tough to watch. Now, still 9-7 on the season, like you said. It's early, but like it doesn't mean that if we're gonna watch the games, we're gonna react accordingly.
Yeah.
And man, they've been difficult to watch here over the last week.
It doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel right. There is no vibe yet. And it's like you're watching the team struggle. And I feel like all those old dudes that are like 60 plus and they start off every conversation with, I've been watching baseball since 68, say, can we get a hit? We don't need a home run. Can we just hit? Can we move the ball around the field? Do they understand how to play small ball? And I'm like, man, we leave so many guys straight. I'm like, can we just get a hit? Do you know how to play small ball? Like, does everything have to be going for the fences where you're dying? And it's so bad right now. I'm with every old dude screaming at their TV, wondering why it's on Apple and they can't watch it. Like I'm just starting to get to that point where I'm like, just give me a sack fly. Can we? What are we doing?
Yeah. Oh man, the inability to get runners home with less than 2 outs and runners in scoring position or on third base happened again last night. Trey Turner's bothered me. Julia, can we put up the Scott's comment that you just had up there? Because I mean he's absolutely right. For our audio listeners, I'm as frustrated as anyone. But if they were off to a hotter start, wouldn't everyone be saying nothing matters until the postseason? Maybe not everyone, but you're right. It's true. If they were 16 games, if they were 12-4 right now, yeah, we like ultimately we'd be in here right now being like, yeah, oh, we'd be really happy, but that would always be in the back of our mind. And Gritty, I talked about this yesterday. Last season they started 8-7 after 15 games. The season before that, they were 5-10. The season before that, the point is, I think maybe they were, but the point is, they haven't had great starts the last 5 years. I went back and I documented all 5 years. They haven't had great starts the last 5 years. So, yeah, after 15 games, after 16 games, the fact that they're 9-7 and they're really playing like crap, I would say it's a good thing. There's too much talent on this team. I worry about Marsh. I worry about Trey Turner. I mean, there's things to worry about with this team, but it's more worries about, well, this is why they won't win the World Series than that they won't be a good team. I'll still be shocked if they don't win 90 games this season. Their starting pitching's too good. They still have too much talent. Schwarber's still an all-star. Harper's still an all-star. They still have really good players on this team, but like the early season feel after coming off the last 2 years, and that's really, I think, a bigger factor than anything, is, man, did they really fix what ailed them, right? The offense still kind of looks one-dimensional and broken. They're not scoring runs unless they're hitting home runs. They haven't been hitting home runs. Castellanos hit the home run last night. But, yeah, like feel good. Make me feel good. They're not making you feel good right now.
Scott, you're 100% right. But I want to be happy. And so it doesn't matter to me if I get we're going to complain regardless, right, Scott? So no matter what, we're going to complain. I'd rather be happy and have complaints than watch a game like last night and just like feel like it's one of every game. It's cardiac kids. It's come back late. It's like I can't get the 8-run lead and just enjoy my game. People are like, oh, that's boring. Winning isn't boring to me. People didn't like the Super Bowl. I loved every second of the Super Bowl. I watched it 7 times. Kicking somebody in the teeth is just a good feeling, because guess what? When you get kicked in the teeth and your every inning is just waiting on bated breath to hope for a grand slam, hope for a 2-run shot. And at that point, I'm thinking to myself, I need to get out of that mindset, because that's how the players must be thinking. JT almost hit that home run, and I'm like, can he just get on base and get the bases loaded? And when he got caught out, I'm like, you just get sick to your stomach. So I just want to have fun. You're absolutely right. But I mean, my goodness, I want to feel good while I'm watching the team, because it doesn't matter right now, Johnny Monks. You're right. There's too much talent on this team, and everybody's worried about the 9th guy and Marsh and Bohm. Those aren't the guys that matter. Bryce looks human. He's got to get back to being Bryce. Trey Turner, I don't know. They keep saying he's the guy on the back of the card. That card got washed in the laundromat, and I can't read what's on the back of it anymore, bro. That's over. It's over. What's on the back of the card has been washed away from me with Turner, and he's got to rewrite his history here, and he's got to turn it around.
GLAT Hair Restoration sponsors this portion of the program. GLATHairMM.com, 610-980-4000. Like I always had the friends that had the baseball cards, and it was like, look, it's in mint condition, and it was like, oh, like the edges were perfect, and they kept it in. And then it was me. I had a shoebox that I threw my baseball cards in, and they were never in mint condition, and I never had any good cards. I remember my one buddy's little brother had, I don't know, 15 Ken Griffey Jr. rookies.
Oh,
and he used to always tell us, oh, this is going to be my retirement. And then it's like, yo, Tony, there's a million other people with Ken Griffey Jr. rookies, because all they did was make baseball cards. This ain't Babe Ruth and Ty Cobb cards you're talking about. And they're not worth 20 grand like you thought they were going to be. But no, you're right with this team right now is, man, they're just struggling. They are. And you wonder if it's mental. You wonder if, I mean, is there chemistry things going on? Has Rob Thompson's voice been lost in the clubhouse? Or is this just one of these things where they're kind of just like playing like crap right now? I would tend to believe that it's that than anything else. I'm not telling you that there's not flaws and that there hasn't been adjustments made by the league, and the Phillies are maybe struggling with some of that. But so I want to bring up the called strike 3, which really was like such a huge part in the game. So it's bottom of the 7th, runners on first and second. It's a full count. The Phillies are down 4 runs, but JT, and it wasn't as close as Tom McCarthy, and I love T-Mac, but I mean, off the bat, it was as a fair or foul. They showed the replay, and it really wasn't all that close. I mean, it was relatively close, but the way they were announcing it was like, it's like, I can't even tell it's a fair or foul. Oh, it's just foul. No,
I need a sky cam, Johnny Marks. I don't know what you're looking at. Maybe I need a V8, but it looked like, I mean, if I had a sky cam, I might have got there.
Well, so it's foul. Counts 3-2. And I mean, we're talking about, this wasn't even close. This was Angel Hernandez type miss. So it's a lefty on a righty. JT's looking for a fastball. He doesn't get it. Gets a breaking ball. What is it? 6 foot off the plate, 6 inches off the plate. Not even close. JT goes to take off his shin guard to go to first base, and he gets punched out. And JT kind of went crazy. Rob Thompson didn't do anything.
No.
All right, like so. Listen, and here's my prop for today. You had tissues. Hey, Tony Randazzo, maybe you need to put some different glasses on, or like in My Cousin Vinny, when the lady that thought she had saw the robbery, she needed a new prescription, as it was pointed out by Vinny. Like, maybe he needs a new prescription in his glasses, because that wasn't even close, and that's a game changer. Now the bases are loaded. And I know that what's his nuts was coming up, the new left fielder who I'm blanking on the name right now because he sucks. So he had 2 hits last night. What's his name? Why am I blanking on his name right now? Max Kepler. Kepler was up next, and it's left on left, but still the bases are loaded. Anything can happen. That could be a grand slam to tie it, a double to kind of continue the inning. Instead, it's an out. I watched Rob Thompson. I don't know if he was yelling or whatever, but they panned to the dugout and he was just looking at the umpire. This is one of these things, Black Ready, where if I was a manager or a player in professional sports, I'd be let out in handcuffs. if there was a call that was made like that. If I was the manager, I'd be suspended after that. I'd be thrown out of the game in a second. And like, I don't know how he doesn't go up there. This team needs a little bit of a jump right now. And that's an opportunity to go up where you're not faking it just to try to get the guys going. You go up there and you let it go. Boom. Like, you can't miss a call like that. Do you know how big of a miss that is? That extends the inning. That makes it bases loaded. Well, you know, and like, he didn't do anything about it, and it really bothered me that he didn't. It did. That's an opportunity where you should want to go out there and go crazy. And don't you have to almost do it to spark your team a little bit? I don't know. That's how I felt.
Topper doesn't spark anything. He doesn't have strategy. He doesn't have gravitas of the moment. He just sits there and takes it. He takes it from the players. That's why they love him. He takes it from the umps. That's why they deal with him. And the fans give it to him. I'm like, you have no inspirational bone in your body because you just sit there and you take it over and over and over again. You're in the postseason. They're asking you, what adjustments are you going to make? Well, I'm just going to stick. Like, do something. I know the managers are like the least coaching, right? They always just say, you know, a manager's there to manage. He's not actually a coach. But, I mean, you make no adjustments. You have no heart. In that moment, stick up for your team. Give them a spark. Let them know, hey, if we're going to lose this game, we're going down the ship. Let's make an announcement for the next game. But you just sit there and you take it over and over and over again. I'm done with Topper. I was done with him last year. I was done with him in the Arizona series in the postseason when the other coaches benching a guy who had like 18 straight hits. He benched him for a game. What? Oh, because he had an attitude problem and he had to put him in check. Came back in, hit 5 more hits in a row. It wasn't, oh, I couldn't take him out of the lineup because it's hurt. He might get sad. Dude, manage to do something. You do nothing. And I know it's a long season, I know it's early, but Topper's is not a winner. There's a reason why he was never a manager and he's been in baseball for 9,000 years. There's a reason for it.
Well, I mean, we see where managers come in and they have an impact right away. And then you see where the message kind of runs thin. I don't know if that's the case right now, but I mean, like you said, Black Gritty, if his forte is not strategy, right? And he needs to push the right buttons. Like, honestly, right now with the way, like, what is this thing doing, man? Why is it doing this? How do I fix this from doing it? Holy cow. But like, if you're not able to, if your forte isn't put like Charlie Manuel, for instance, Charlie Manuel had, I mean, you just put the lineup out there. You have Jimmy Rollins, Shane Victorino, Chase Utley, Ryan Howard in their prime. I mean, really, even like Jason Worth was an all-star level player, right? But he made the clubhouse a place where everybody wanted to go. And that was a tight unit, right? So like at this point with Rob Thompson, don't you have to almost just put 9 numbers in a hat, 1 through 9, put them in a hat and then mix them around and say, all right, JT, you're leading off tonight. Schwarber, you're batting 7th, right? Like, within reason. Like, do something else. Like, these guys need to be jump-started. And that's what you have to do. You have to get these guys going. And because if you're not Mr. Strategy, then you have to make an impact. Managers can't make an impact like a football coach can, or even like a basketball coach can. I don't know about hockey. They have impact in hockey. But yeah, like, make an impact, and I'm just not seeing it.
Especially when Dombrowski has allowed this team to be a country music folk team. And Bryce is running the ship. And everybody, the daycare is dead now. So it seems like now they're upset. They can't pour water on each other after games. They've lost their little fun and joy. So now they're just out there grumping like a regular old man at a coal mining job because now all of a sudden they can't sprinkle snacks on people after wins. And they're just sad about their life. And Bryce is Bryce and all those guys. Like last year when I was saying like Jazz Chisholm, like I need somebody with a different kind of flavor to come in that locker room because Kyle Schwarber, yeah, great leader. You know what I mean? Great guy. He's going to get re-signed. But, I mean, my goodness, it is just country music on repeat in that thing, and I don't feel like anybody else has any pepper for that salt in the room. If you're a manager, like, my goodness, can I get somebody – all the Sosas and these guys, the Rojas's, they are dwindled down and put into a corner. They might as well be relief pitchers on the Phillies. Can I get some kind of flavor on this team? Everything is just bland oatmeal, no brown sugar. no strawberries, just regular old oatmeal with no sugar in it. Johnny Marks. We need flavor, and Topper's not helping. No fire to the flame.
Their only spice is salt, and that's not really a spice.
Oversalted. It's hurt my heart, Johnny Marks. I want to have fun. Like I said, I just want to have fun. And last night,
this hasn't been fun the last week.
Yeah.
They're not making me feel good. How do I look with the glasses? Because these are, I need glasses. I don't typically wear them. And I found these when I was organizing the cupboard. I'm like, oh, here's a pair of my glasses right here.
You look 20% smarter, and it'll help your bad takes by 15%.
Do I look older though? Because I don't want to.
No. You got good hair, so you're good.
Okay. All right. Good. Yeah. Well, I'm going to take them off because I can't really see. I'm wearing glasses, and it makes me not really see. One last thing, and then because we have a lot to talk about, we're going to do some Eagles and NFL drafts coming up next. But remember when GJ left, and the defense was missing attitude, personality, just a little bit of edge, and he brought that to him, and you saw it this year. And I know they moved on from him, and they won the Super Bowl, and I have to almost defer to Howie. It's risky
because you saw Carter though. They didn't have Carter.
No, you're right.
Carter's got edge.
But you saw, oh boy, does he have edge? It's unbelievable. Yes. But like you saw when GJ came back, it's like, wow, man, like he really is. He's a great player too. But
yeah,
this team could use a little bit of that.
Somebody's going to fight. Somebody's going to be, and Cassie sometimes does it, but then the other times he's Mr. Stoic, and he's like, it's baseball, it's life.
Yeah, he's an interesting fella, Castellanos. Yeah. No, but you're right. Like he has a different personality than the rest of the guys. It'd be nice to get some different personalities in there. All right, so coming up, NFL draft. Are you kidding me? Just 9 days away. Who will the Eagles select? Also, are we getting ready to say goodbye to Dallas Goedert? The Eagles getting rid of him? Is this a huge mistake? We discuss coming up right after this. Philly, John Marks. Don't you go anywhere, you fools. We'll be back right after this. Hey, all right, listen. Let's talk about it. Parx Casino, my casino of choice. They have it all. Action, excitement, headline entertainment, thousands of hot slots, a state-of-the-art sports book, beautiful poker room, an all-weather beer garden, and a collection of award-winning restaurants. Parx Casino, this is how you win. Pennsylvania's #1 casino. Tickets are on sale right now for these headliners. Check them out. How about Psychic Matt Frazier? This is tomorrow. Like I've seen a psychic at a smaller venue, and it was pretty cool. Comedian Gary Owen, April 26th. Country artist Ashley McBride, May 30th. Larry the Cable Guy, May 16th. Comedian Trevor Wallace, still tickets available for that. Comedian Mark Norman in July 12th. Don't forget, dinner and drinks before the show at Liberty Bell Gastro Pub and Beer Garden, Parks Grill Steakhouse, Bamboo Noodle House, or Chickies and Pete's in Parks Casino. Love it. ParksCasino.com to buy tickets for all shows. Parks Casino, this is how you win. You must be 21. Gambling problem. Call 1-800-GAMBLER. All right, we'll be talking about some flooring with Black Gritty coming up in a second. But let's talk about getting some new furniture, all right, with Ashley. So right now, this is that time of year where you see like, you're like, all right, like this is a good time to get in with low prices because the low prices are blooming. Spring into savings. See how they do that? At Ashley. Save up to 50% off living rooms, bedrooms, and dining rooms, and you get it delivered for free. And this is what I do because I have no money. Interest-free financing, long-term interest-free financing. Save on top brand mattresses and get free delivery setup and removal. But don't wait. Spring into savings now at Ashley, South Jersey, and Pennsylvania, Philadelphia. Financing with approved credit. Minimum purchase required. Some exclusions may apply. See store for complete details. Hurry to Ashley. Visit ashleyfurniture.com for more information. ashleyfurniture.com for more info. Hoo-ah! We are back. Philly with John Marks. Black Gritty in the house. Julia is producing today.
Julia.
So hold on. Let me just try this to make sure. Because I put my hand up like pointing. I was like, oh. And my camera recognizes that, and it takes it off of a mode where it follows me around. So I want to make sure that it's good. I think it's good. And by the way, I need new furniture. I need a new dining room table. The kids need new like dressers because they have like little girl dressers and they're getting bigger.
They've been gnawing holes in the old dressers. They need new stuff.
Well, it's not old. It's just like
Small?
It's run its course. Yeah, a little bit. It's the dressers they had from when they were babies.
Oh yeah, their clothes are bigger.
Well, so let me ask you a question. How much do you think? How many pairs of pants for a 9-year-old do you think is necessary in a drawer? I'm going to leave it open ended. I'm not going to lead you into any answer.
Pairs of pants for a drawer.
So, like, how many pairs of pants should my 9-year-old have in their drawer right now? Like, how much would be too many?
Too many is like 20.
Okay. Okay. Like, I tend to agree. Like 20, and by the way, and like they're probably only going to wear 10 of those pair, but 20 pairs of pants. How many T-shirts do you think a 7-year-old needs in their drawer? T-shirts.
44.
So in the 40s. All right.
Yeah. They're so little. I forget, like every once in a while, like one of my kids' shirts pop up and she's like, I can still fit this. And it makes me sick. I'm like, you're 17. How do you still fit this? But the shirt is like this big.
Smaller.
You know what I mean? They're like that big. So you know what I mean? The shirt thing, you at least double the pants.
So I haven't counted them, and I'm talking about this risking marital strife by doing it. But every drawer in my house except my drawers have clothes that just are piling out of it. I need to put it in, push it down. It gets stuck in the back and it drives me nuts, but I just deal with it because it's easier to deal with it than what else I could do with it. I counted. My daughter has over 70 pairs of pants in her drawer.
70 pairs of pants?
Over 70.
Well, I guess they have like those like little stretchy, like spandexy short pants.
They have, yeah, they're not. Well, the problem is now that they're wearing real jeans and real pants, that takes up real room.
Yes.
The other, like you said, the kids' pants, that's like a sock almost that you put in there. But still, T-shirts. My 7-year-old has over 100 T-shirts in her drawer.
Are you a fold or a roll guy?
Fold.
I'm
a good folder too because I do the laundry in my house. I would give myself an A- folding grade. I'm very good. Like I've become very good since I became the primary laundry person in my house. But
I used to be a really good folder from when I worked at Eddie Bauer, and then something happened in the last like 5 years where now I roll my things. I think I saw a TikTok or an Instagram reel about when you travel to roll your stuff, and it worked out very well for me because all my clothes are very large.
Yeah, larger than my kids probably.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. So the Eagles, Black Gritty, the NFL draft is quickly approaching. 9 days away, and this year there's not as much Eagles talk because they're coming off the Super Bowl, winning a Super Bowl, and you're picking at 32. So good luck trying to pinpoint who the Eagles are going to draft, other than to say they're probably going to draft a lineman. Edge rusher, defensive tackle, offensive lineman's always a possibility with Howie Roseman. I saw this Zach Berman had put this on his mailbag on allphly.com yesterday. And Howie Roseman's, hold on, now I gotta find this again. In Howie Roseman's 14 years as general manager, he almost always drafts a lineman, right? I am just an absolute mess today. Here it is. All right. So in his 14 drafts, Howie Roseman has made 14 first-round picks. 10 of those have been defensive linemen or offensive linemen. One was a quarterback, 2 were wide receivers, and 1 was a corner last year.
Yeah.
And it sure looks like picking at 32, they could trade up. They could trade out of the first round. I've seen a lot of names that are mentioned, either edge rushers, defensive tackles, or whatever. And like it works when the defensive line and the Eagles offensive line are always strengths of the team. So you can't go wrong with what they're doing. But without being able to pinpoint like a guy or a couple of guys, it's just kind of like, all right, like you have to go with the draft board and the best player available. And I think that's what they're going to end up doing.
And especially with Vic there and him like having a weighted scale of the guys that he likes, it might be somebody you're not even thinking about. Because like Jalix, you're just like, where did that come from? You know what I mean? Like it was like from a Christian school. Like he was
former safety.
Yeah. Like, what are we doing? And he's turned out to be, pretty good, serviceable. I mean, the guy stepped up. So I have no idea what we're doing at 32. I almost feel like he's going to trade out of it. But again, getting a defensive tackle is what we really, really need. We got to replenish those guys that left.
Yeah, I think he could trade up, trade back, stay put. Like you said, I really have no idea. But you do also have a number of other draft picks, and like you're like for me, my biggest need right now, and this gets us to the next thing with the Eagles, is going to be a tight end, because it certainly looks like that Dallas Goedert is not going to be back. And it looks like because Dallas Goedert is when healthy, a top tight end. He's very rarely healthy, which takes away from his value in the trade market, or really his value as an Eagle, right? Like Howie may have been more willing to keep him around at a larger salary, but when he looks at the team and he says, man, if he's only playing 10, 11, 12 games a season, we're already going into our backups or other tight ends for 5 games a season or whatever it is. So to me, would you agree with this? The feel is that Dallas Goedert is not going to be back.
Howie Roseman, when it comes to tight ends, is Leonardo DiCaprio. He's got an age limit. He's got a cap on what he's willing to do at tight end. And Goddard's right at that age of like 30. You're not getting that extra contract, bro. You're not negotiating. You're not extending. You're not taking a pay cut. You're out. You're injured all the time. I thank you for your service, but Howie just doesn't do it. And if you didn't keep Zach Ertz, who is beloved, his wife was beloved. The whole if you let this man go out there with Eminem blonde hair and didn't pay him and let him cry on national television, there's no way Goddard survives this. And the offensive coordinator, assistant, whatever guy from college that they picked up, he had like 2 tight ends on his college team that they were looking at in the draft, and they're probably going to get one of those guys to come in and probably get them in like the 3rd round. So he's going to have competition with the new offensive guy who knows these tight ends and they're younger.
You talking about Harold Fannin Jr., the tight end that 115 receptions last year.
Yeah, he's going to get swapped out.
All right, so here's my question, and I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying. Is that a mistake? And Howie is one of the best GMs, if not the best GM in the league. He, like people are calling him a Hall of Famer, everything else, but it doesn't mean that he can't make mistakes. And here's what I don't want. And this is my worry, that they come into the season, they say, we'll figure it out. They signed a couple of tight ends, I don't even remember their names at this point, but in free agency, they signed 2 tight ends to 1-year contracts. I do believe they're going to draft guys. The difference with this, and then with Zach Ertz before that, they had the replacement already in-house. So Dallas Goedert, it was clear Zach Ertz was going to be gone because Goddard was ready to step up his role and be the starter. He was already a monster. They used a 2nd-round draft pick for him. I hope they know what they're doing, and I hope they're not just rolling the dice, because I do believe Dallas Goedert's going to get traded at the draft. It makes the most sense. Maybe like day before, a team says, hey, maybe it's right after the draft where there's a tight end that isn't available for a team. And they say, we need a tight end. We're going to trade for Dallas Goedert. I know with this offense, they don't need to utilize the tight end as much with the wide receivers, with Saquon Barkley, with Jalen Hurts, but it doesn't mean you can't have you still have to have a tight end out there, a functional tight end. So I just hope they know what they're doing.
When Lane Johnson doesn't play, they're like 2-14. When Jalen Hurts doesn't play, they're like 1-6. Dallas Goedert's missed 4 to 7 games per season, and they're at an 11-win clip every year. He's not the difference maker in George W's. So I'm not worried about Dallas Goedert. Kyle Katark can catch. He can't block, but I mean, everybody else in line can block. So
right.
He's not a loss per se. He is good when there, but you can't say that you miss him. You miss him 4 to 7 games, and then you miss him for the 2 games when he comes back, because he's never rolling again until after the 3rd game, and then he makes this big splash like, oh, wow. So for literally half the season, you don't have this guy. So you can't have a mistake and let him go when he doesn't play for half your seasons 3 years in a row.
Yeah. You ask, is he replaceable, right? And to your point, he has been very replaceable.
Yes.
So like for example, you brought up Lane Johnson. Is Lane Johnson replaceable in this team right now?
Absolutely not.
Jalen Hurts isn't replaceable. I'll switch sports. Kyle Schwarber apparently turned down a contract extension offer from the Phillies in the offseason. Is Kyle Schwarber replaceable in this Phillies team right now?
Oh God!
No,
I mean,
no. You know, he did well in saying no, thank you, Phillies, because he's going to get paid. He's not replaceable. The Phillies have to bring him back. Dallas Scott's replaceable.
He's getting $300 million, isn't he, Johnny Marks?
No.
Yeah, I don't know.
Somebody 100, three for 100.
He's not going to do that.
3 for 105.
He's getting 150 million minimum. But you book it. Handshake. 150 minimum.
Pinky promise is my.
Yep. There you go.
My kids say to me. Pinky promise. 150.
150 minimum, Johnny Marks. If he turned down the extension is that crappy stuff you're talking about. 100, whatever junk you're throwing out there, that's what he turned down. And out there in the open market, there's some flirty girl with a whole bag of cash and nothing to lose that's willing to pay him this money. You don't see the 700 million running around these streets? You think Kyle Schwarbles? 150 plus. Book it.
All right.
I'm sad about it.
Is JT Realmuto replaceable?
Yes.
Agreed. Yeah, agreed.
He's great. Love JT. You want to keep playing here? I need a discount, bro. Again, there's a lot of salt in this team that Bryce has brought in. He only knows one style seasoning. Like, can I get some adobo? Can I get some Lowry's up in here? Like, you just out here with your Celtic sea salt every time I turn around. So, I mean, he's a little old, bro. He's a little old. I mean, I'm just saying. I saw him making bagels. Yeah, I mean, Bryce is in his influencer era.
He is. Oh, he sure is. Oh, by the way, congratulations to Bryce Harper with the baby boy, the gender reveal with a blue bat last night.
That was nice. Congratulations.
It was
nice. Bryce is building a family unit. They're going to be Philadelphians for life, vacationing in Vegas, but they're going to be here forever, and it's a good thing.
That's 4. I don't know how I don't even know if he went back last year, like he had in previous years. He might. I'm sure he went back for a little bit.
Yeah.
But he was really here the most of the offseason.
Yeah, he didn't do what he usually does, maybe because of pregnancy. But yeah, he usually goes back for at least like a month or so. I don't recall that hiatus.
Because he was around. He was around town and doing stuff. All right, coming up, Black Gritty. We have our parlay of the day, and we're actually going to have to do this live on the air. So I'm going to need a leg out of you, and I'm going to have to do it as well. Because not only did we hit last night, we hit big. We're now plus 163 on the season.
Oh, no.
I went over last night on the Phillies, and Tyler went under one run in an inning of the Braves game or something, or the Mets game last night. You know, the baseball bot Tyler's always fishing for things I want no interest in. So take a look. The Bet Parks parlay of the day is coming up next. Also, 2 very interesting stories involving sports and men and sports and women. What are we talking about? We have video to discuss after this. And you stick around for this first read here. It's Philly with John Marks on PHLY. Why? Don't go anywhere. But we need to talk about Umpire today. So, Gritty, you had expressed some interest in getting the good people over at Umpire over to your crib because you have you bought a whole litter of pit bulls. Is that correct? How many pit bulls did you buy?
Just 2,000. I got 2,000 right now. I got the one. He's running around like he's more than one. I got rid of his brother. Somebody came and picked his little brother up, so I only got one right now.
Okay. Well, you need new flooring, right?
I do.
All right. Well, Umpire today has flooring experts, dedicated flooring professionals who focus on flooring every single day. So Black Gritty's not going to go to the big box store and be walking the aisles and looking around and saying, well, is there somebody here that can help me? I have questions, right? Hey, Larry, over in plumbing, can you help this guy out? He has a question about floors. And then Larry comes over and really doesn't have any idea what he's talking about, right? Why would you do that? Umpire today is your best bet for a new floor. They live and breathe flooring, and they'll be with you every step of the way. It's a whole different ballgame. Their flooring experts bring the showroom right to your home. So Black Gritty, they come to your home. They bring the flooring. They bring the colors. They bring everything. And then, with software, They say this is how it's going to look in your space. They get precise measurements, all the questions you have. There's no surprises, and you get clear upfront and all-inclusive pricing, and you can schedule your installation as soon as the next day. What are you thinking right now when Umpire comes over? Are you looking for a vinyl or something like that? Because I have vinyl in my basement, I have hardwoods upstairs, I have carpeting elsewhere, so you can really get in and do it with Umpire today. Schedule a free in-home estimate, and for PHLY listeners only, a $350 discount. Just use the promo code PHLY. $350 discount. Code PHLY. Restrictions apply. Visit EmpireToday/PHLY for full details. EmpireToday/PHLY. There we go. All right, let's talk about them. You know them, you love them. GLAT Hair Restoration, and you see it. Actually, I have to reach out to my my people over at GLAT Hair. I had somebody wanted to hand off. I had somebody that messaged me, DM'd me on Instagram. I'm available for any questions that you have, really with anything, right? Just like reach out and say hi at John Marks Media, JONMARKS Media on all socials. That's my email at gmail.com. But someone reached out to me and said, I hear you talking about GLAT Hair Restoration. I don't know if I'm looking for restoration, but I'm definitely thinning and not liking where it's going. I'm like, send me a picture. So it sent me a picture. It's like, yeah, you know what? Like, your hair's pretty good right now. So let's stop it before it gets any worse, right? And that's GLAT Hair Restoration, all stages of hair loss. So like me, I had hair restoration. I was a little bit more advanced than Steve that reached out to me yesterday. So I went restoration, but I also could have just said, hey, you know what? It's not bad right now. So why not just stop it? So right now, again, all stages of hair loss, you can stop it in its tracks, and you can regrow your hair as well. Or maybe you're saying like, nah, like I really need more help than that. I need hair restoration. GLAT Hair is the experts in the industry when it comes to hair. That's all they do. Their hair team has over 30 years of expertise, of experience. So reach out to them. Reach out to me with any questions that you have. Again, John Marks Media. Slide into my DMs. If you want to see their website, GLATHairMM.com, GLAT hairmm.com, or you can call or text them at 610-980-4000. 610-980-4000 or GLATHairMM.com. Hooah! We're back. All right. Philly with John Marks. Black Gritty is in the house today. Black Gritty, how you doing? Did you see me drinking orange soda earlier?
I did. Sunkist, I got it. It's the sugar free. I got it too. I got mine's in the cans. I got a case. I got a 12-pack.
What'd you pay for that? You don't pay attention to prices. I know you're rich.
I really don't. I also got Dr. Pepper Blackberry.
How's that?
So what I thought would happen was I drank the sugar free, and it was so good because I like blackberry. I went back and got the actual sugar blackberry, and oh god, it's so good. I don't really drink sugar soda anymore, but like that blackberry is hitting in both of them. But the sugar one is just woo. That's that blackberry.
That is. Let me see. All right, so I mean, and by the way, this was 3. So I got 18 for $9.
That's not a good deal.
It was sure it is 3 for $9. 3 6-packs for $9. That's a really good deal. Those cans are expensive, man. It's not like the old days where you get 2 for $5 or whatever.
I got 3 cases for $12.
So that's 36.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good deal.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, so there's more soda here, but I don't need more soda. It's all about like 12 ounces or 17 ounces. 12 ounces is enough.
Well, the nice thing is you have a cap and you can close yours and you can take it with you and drink it a little later. That can, I'm wolfing that thing down. It's got to get drank.
Drunk.
Yeah. Once you pop the top, it's over for that thing.
All right. Well, Black Gritty, it's that time. It's time for the Bet Parks Parlay of the Day.
Parlay of the day.
There it is. All right. So what are we thinking? Last night I went over. I said, I don't think Taijuan Walker is going to be pitching a donut tonight. And he didn't. Although he did pitch relatively well after that one inning. He calmed down and gave him innings. But Jesus Luzardo on the mound tonight. Phillies are minus 150 on the money line. Luzardo, I don't know if you were watching the last start. He was rolling, and then the rains came in Atlanta, and obviously he's not going to come back in after a 2-hour and 45-minute rain delay. But I felt cheated because he's pitching really, really well right now.
He is.
So I like the Phillies tonight on the money line. I don't want to live in a world where the Phillies lose the first two in the series to the Giants. So I say the Phillies win tonight. So I'm going to take the Phillies on the money line minus 150 to win the game.
Do they have Luzardo's pitch strike count?
Let me see. Part of the problem with doing this,
is that they don't probably yet. So I and that's one of the major things I like to bet on. So with Luzardo, I'm taking one over whatever his strike.
So you're going to go over on the strikeout. So
Yes.
I will when we do this later, I will do it to compute how many strikeouts he gets, and I'll give you the number, because the one game with Wheeler, you didn't go, because typically they'll do like a 4.5 or a 5.5, but the odds are like minus 170. With Wheeler, you went like over 6.5, and it got you better odds.
Yeah.
So we'll look into that later on. All right, so look for that. I'm taking the money line on the Phillies tonight. Justin Verlander, by the way, on the mound for the Giants. He's 53 years old, and he's not pitched well in his first 3 starts.
No, he is not. Pitching is becoming a problem in the league that these guys can hang on. Like, you're not Satchel Paige, bro. Like, you're not. You know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. Hang it up. He's just running around here collecting these checks. And how desperate are these teams that they need pitching? The same thing we're talking about needing relief pitchers. Where are you going to get them from? Everybody needs them. Everybody wants them. You can't afford a guy. You're going to, It's just, Painter needs to come up. He needs to come up and be strong and healthy, because pitching it's changing everything, especially with these robo-umps. I need robo-umps. I need pitchers. That's what we need.
You know what?
Baseball fixed a little bit better. Baseball's on a run. They need to fix that.
I just like watching because I've been on the ABS system, the robo-umps for a long time, because these umpires suck. But then when you watch it, like, it's weird. Maybe I just need to get used to it, because ultimately you just want a strike call to strike and a ball call to ball. But like, just watching it in spring training and like the challenge system that they use and everything else, I don't know. Like, it sucked.
It doesn't feel right. Well, that's why, like, can I get like a cheating can Houston system where it just taps the ump and lets like, hey, bro, that's a ball, strike, ball,
right,
strike, where it just feels natural, but I can actually tell. Like, and again, he could overrule it, but the system just tells him, like, hey, that was 2 feet outside. It was, I don't know. We need something, Johnny Marks, because I don't want to get rid of the first base umpire. Like, I know we need umpires. I know we need guys standing out there making the calls in and outs. But I mean, that strike zone, it's got to be tightened up. It's got to be tightened up, or take that stupid box off my TV.
Well, that's what they should do in the short term, because now everybody's an expert. We know what's a strike and what's a ball.
I feel like I'm playing the video game, the show. Like, I mean, I can't. Yeah, they got to take the box off screen. If I can't get Robo, get that box off screen, so I'm not yelling there with a 4-year-old. Look at it outside the box, Daddy. I know, Johnny. I know. Like, it's bad.
Best Nintendo baseball game. Bases Loaded, RBI Baseball, or Baseball Stars, I think was the other one. Did you play any of them?
I can't remember Baseball Stars. I don't know if I played that one.
RBI Baseball had Becker, Bay, Paste, or like the one team had, I think it was New Jersey, had a ridiculous lineup, and that was RBI. Bases Loaded was where you could charge the mound, where if you hit the guy.
My cousin had that game. Yes, I do. Now I do remember that game. You charge the mound. Oh, see, they don't do any fun stuff like that anymore, Johnny Mark. They don't do fun stuff. You know what? So she doesn't watch the show, but I have a friend who broke up with her boyfriend, and I got a PS5 for like $50, and she's got a Nintendo, like the original Nintendo. She's got Double Dragon 1, 2, and 3, and Duck Hunt and the gun, and I was like, how about $88? I went on eBay and tried to find for $88. She doesn't know what she's got, Johnny Marks. I'm about to come home and be double dragging it up. Left and right.
The original Double Dragon where you're throwing the knife.
Oh, Johnny Marks, I'm so excited. I need it in my life, Johnny Marks. Double Dragon, yo.
And the baseball bats. No, that's a quality game.
And I never even played Double Dragon 3. I didn't know there was a Double Dragon 3.
Me neither. Me neither. All right, so check this out. So what's the proper title of this game? Julia had said before the show, like in-game or in-stadium reporter, I guess. Is that what we could call like what Taryn Hatcher does now, what Greg Murphy did before, like in-stadium reporter for TV? That's what we can call them.
Yeah. In-game reporter.
All right.
I'm just sorry. INS hates everything. He's like, Duck Hunt sucks. Everything. All he does is complain. You be grumping all the time, INS.
Well, I like I love the spring in the gun. You can actually like feel it and hear it when you're doing the duck hunt. Oh, see, for me, Hogan's Alley was better. Hogan's Alley was better.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So this happened last night. This is on the Braves broadcast, and I guess it's sponsored by like FanDuel or whatever. I don't know, but the guy's name is Wiley Ballard. So these guys they're out looking for a story, or they're out looking for fans, or they have like information they want to report. So Wiley Ballard is he's out. They send it to him. He's somewhere in the outfield with a couple of female fans that are watching the game. Here's how it went. So here's the problem with it. It's been met with a lot of outrage, Black Kitty. A lot of outrage. And I've seen a lot of, imagine if not necessarily Taryn, but imagine if Taryn was interviewing some guys and Taryn said, "Let me get your number." Or if because really it was the announcer that said it.
Yeah.
And then he's just kind of playing off the announcer. So I wouldn't even, because the frat bro right there, because Wiley Ballard, you can't even blame him. He's trying to do his job.
He's going to go to work. He did say, "Hey guys, back to you. I'm going to go to work up here."
Okay, so he did kind of start
into it. So
okay.
But, gosh, can't have fun. They were laughing. And she had the opportunity to give him a fake number. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
The option was still there for her to have an exit out. You know what I mean? So, gosh, it's like when you zoom in on the cam and you see people kissing or arguing in the seats and you're making a thing, or you see the awkward guy trying to lean in for a kiss and he gets rejected and they laugh about it. Like, sometimes it's just that's baseball, like joking stuff. So yeah.
So a lot of people like here's one. "Hey, journalists, don't do this. This is one of the most insanely inappropriate things I've ever seen. A woman could never and would never without losing her job. Lazy, disappointing, offensive, grimy. Yikes all around. If a female reporter did this, it'd be a scandal. But if a man does it, he gets laughs and praise. This is flabbergasting. If I had done this, my career would be over." They're just some of the comments that are being posted to this.
I've seen the woman hand on the chest laughing thing and the touching, and women get away with touching men more than like a man can't put his hands on a woman, but women all the time, reporters alike, just hands on shoulders, touch guys all the time. I hear you, but I'm like, my goodness, like
yeah, like my initial reaction as a man was like, you were laughing during it. I thought it was funny. Also, like the two women, they seem to be having a good time with it as well, right? Like, and they were busting his chops too. They weren't go along girls. They were like, "Are you fans?" He's like, "No," and he's like, "Oh man," he's like, because usually it's not like they're, "Oh yeah," they're like, "Nah," they're giving them stuff back, and like they were playful. Like, "Look, you're not going to convince me to just be a Braves fan all of a sudden. Like, I'm here. I come once a year. Something I treat myself to." Like, it just seemed like a natural conversation. So if they're laughing and they don't feel off-put about it, that's what I go by. Like, they would have been like the shocked look on their face, or like looking at each other for help, clutching their pearls out. I'm like, "Oh man, you're not reading the vibe right." Like, but so here's the question. If it's reversed and it's a female reporter that does the same thing, and I'll say in-game reporter does the same thing, because often these aren't, this isn't a beat writer for the team. This isn't even this isn't an Aaron Andrews sideline reporter. This isn't somebody that's interviewing the coach. This is kind of a hokey role, especially for a baseball game. Like Greg Murphy I don't know if Taryn does the same kind of stuff that Greg does, but a lot of times they're like, it's supposed to be entertainment. It's not supposed to be hard news reporting. There's a big difference between that and Aaron Andrews asking a player for a number, right? Like, do you understand what I'm saying? But I think it's a fair question to ask. what the reaction would have been if it would have been a female that would have done the same thing to a male. It would have been looked at differently because it's looked at here from like our perspective. We laugh at it. We're like, ha ha ha, that's funny. But there's a lot of women out there that are saying there's a double standard, and if a woman did this, there'd be holy hell to pay.
So I have a really good memory. I can't recall looking at my database of a woman asking a guy for a number, but I know there's been many instances where like, what are you guys doing after this? Let's go get a beer. Let's go to dinner. Let's go hang out. Let's go do something fun. In that kind of instance, like again, a FanDuel or a betting parks thing, like where they're just talking to people like, where are we going tonight? Where's the after party? Like, what's going on? Like, I just, man, I get it, but man, just
real fast, Black Gritty. Head on over to allphly.com if you're watching on TV, because we're officially in over. My prediction for this is the guy has to issue an apology. The TV, whatever, the FanDuel, whatever network they're on, or I don't know what it is down in Atlanta, because he is sports broadcaster with FanDuel Braves. So I guess they bought the rights to like the broadcast, and then it's on a certain, I don't even know what station it would be on.
Yeah,
but
we should ask Julia to come on audio and give her take on it.
Yes, Julia, what's your take on it? I agree. I don't want to put her on the spot.
Now, because K-Red asked a good point. He's like, oh, we need a woman's opinion. Now, I'm going to be asking women the rest of the day this question, just to get somebody else's outside opinion.
To me, it seemed pretty innocent and harmless. But we're in 2025 where there's not many things that are innocent and harmless anymore. But
yeah, and again, it makes me. I make jokes all the time. When we started off, when we got on this call, I made a joke, and then it makes me think like, man, should I not say things? But I feel like people would know my intent because of who I am. In that instance, you're on national TV. People might not know you. You're not a mainstay guy. You're a FanDuel guy. Maybe they don't know that you're joking or that you're jovial or whatever. So you got to watch your P's and Q's. And it's just like, I get it. I instantly think like, when I find something creepy, I think, would this bother me if this happened to my daughter? That's the only thing I can do. Like, if you did that to my daughter, would I want to punch you out? And I feel like I would in that instance.
No, he and here comes Julia.
Hello.
So Julia, as a veteran of this business, right, that's probably had to put up with a lot of crap being a woman working in a business like this where there's a lot of men that dominate everything. What was your reaction to that video?
It's a little yikes.
Yeah,
it is a little bit. I think because you're put on the spot, you're not like you're gonna play it up for the camera. You're not gonna be a total, be on camera. So like you don't know that they were uncomfortable or not. I mean, it's not the end of the world. But like I also don't think, if you're talking about the other end of it, I don't think a woman would do that. I don't think
they wouldn't
do that on camera. So
no, and I'll agree that the reaction if a woman did it would be much different. Did you see the video that's out there right now of I think she was a student reporter after Florida won, and it was just her reaction to them winning, and she's like smiling, and then she flips the camera around, and then it's what's going on the court, and she got crushed.
Yeah,
and the reaction was, "You're a journalist. You shouldn't be smiling. That's not your job." A, she's a student journalist. B, did you see the Eagles reporters after they won the Super Bowl? Did you see the Phillies reporters getting showered after they won? Like, of course you want to separate being a journalist and covering the team from that, but it's natural if you've been with guys for 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, and they win something, you can't celebrate and drink with them. Yeah. But if you go into the clubhouse or the locker room and they're pouring champagne on you, then like it's okay to laugh and smile and take pictures with it. It's just like everybody's just got to calm down.
You can't get Zach Berman to wear Eagles gear, but you can't get that smile off his face though.
Right.
He won the Super Bowl and he's talking about it. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, he is professional. Like he went to the parade dressed as a news anchor, and his son's out there decked out, got chains on, blinging. His eyes were green, and he's like, I'm a professional, but I'm like, he still was happy for the team that he's covering. Like that kind of thing. Like, you're right. women can't do anything because they're going to get crushed because they're women. They don't know sports and all that kind of stuff. So yes, it's not fair and it's horrible. And I'm sorry, Julia, that I laughed and thought it was amusing.
Okay. No, but that's, I think that's the natural male reaction to it, which is just like, 'cause like we can kind of all relate, like, oh, look at Frat Bro on TV, because he seemed like a nice enough guy. He went to Georgia Tech, so he's from the South, Southern hospitality or whatever. But like, is it appropriate for him to do that? And I would say it's not.
Right. Well, and he didn't even have to acknowledge the conversation in the earpiece. He could have just like let it go and then moved on. Right. But he acted on it.
And to be fair, there's other time, like there's a female journalist in Philadelphia that when I first met her was at a Phillies game before she worked in Philadelphia. And after that interaction, she was like, oh, I didn't think you liked me because you weren't really talking to me. And I was like, we were sitting next to each other and every single guy was coming up bothering you and your friend who were objectively beautiful. And I'm like, I just wanted to take myself out of that equation because I'm like, if I even try to talk to you right now, I feel like I'm part of the male train of losers trying to be all in your face. And I'm like, I'm not that guy. So I didn't talk to you because I didn't want to be like that. And she's like, oh, I just thought you didn't like me. I'm like, oh no, now we're in a separate setting where like it's more business like, and I can meet you and say hi and all that stuff. But like when guys are drunk and they're trying to lean on you and do all that stuff does creep me out. That stuff like it freaks me out. So I do get it. So it's just
all right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, all right. Thank you for the female perspective. And we're running a little bit late here, but I do want to play this. So Bill Belichick has a 24-year-old girlfriend. Bill Belichick's 73, I believe. He's the head coach in North Carolina. They had I guess it's their spring practice or whatever this past weekend. And not only is Belichick's girlfriend, Jordan Hudson, like she's pretty much running his career now. She's in charge of social media. Anything that is happening needs to go through her. Like she needs to be CC'd on the email. She's essentially his manager right now with everything. So this is the video that someone took on from this past weekend. And this is wild, man. This is wild. So there she is. She's dressed like a man. It's wild to me for so many different reasons.
Man, I wish we did this on Eric. She's getting paid. She's got a job, obviously. Like, what else is she doing out there running notes back and forth to Bill? And she's got her own cameraman filming her walking and giving and passing notes from coaches. Like they can't walk over to him themselves. It's super. Now that's creepy. Now again, like there's certain things like if that was my daughter, I don't know what I would do. I don't care that it's Bill Belichick.
You know what I would do? I'd be mad as all hell. Is what I would do. But he's 73.
He's 73.
I mean, listen, I'm sure she's a nice girl. She's obviously nuts. I mean, come on. He's 70. He's 73 years old. She's 50 years older than her.
She's in love, Johnny Marks. She's in
love. But the ironic thing, I don't even like whatever. Like they can do whatever they want to. But he's the guy that is the anti that. By the way, like she was also in a Super Bowl commercial with him. People realize that, right? They were in a Super Bowl commercial together.
And his wife was one of the coolest wives ever. His wife was a great woman.
It was his girlfriend. It was his girlfriend. It was his longtime girlfriend.
I mean, they're married. You're going to get a 30, 20
common law. Yeah.
At some point, I'm like, come on. But to go from that to this is just bananas. And I'm like, again, so now you're paying her. She's got a job out there. She's like your note runner. Like what? And what are you? Oh God, it's just so crazy. Like I said, I'd tackle my daughter. I'd be in jail. They'd have to jail me. I'd be out there in stilettos chasing her down in that field. Not something you want to see, Johnny Mark.
Did you see the Instagram post where he has his legs up in the air and she's on like his feet, her stomach's like on the feet, and she's putting her arms out like this, like. Has the best football coach of all time, the best NFL coach of all time, turned into a simp?
Tom Brady left, and he had the oldest midlife crisis in history. Like again, at least like all those other actors stuff like that. Like I said, I brought up the camera earlier. He's been consistent. Like you can't be over 21 or whatever it is the number. Right. And he's been like that his whole life, even when he was 22. You know what I mean? But this guy at this age. It's insane. It's so insane. Oh,
it's awesome. It's my favorite thing happening right now.
It's hilarious.
Bill Belichick has a 24-year-old girlfriend that's managing his career and be like almost like his chief of staff. It's unbelievable.
It's unreal.
The do your job guy has a 24-year-old girlfriend. It's unbelievable. It's great.
And Tom Brady's sitting here like, and you were talking about me losing my wife, and this is what you're out here doing. Woo!
Best thing ever. By the way, she also like she's on the field like, and she not like it was anything out of line with what she was wearing. She looked great.
Yeah,
but stilettos, dressed like a country star, going back and forth, putting notes in his pocket. Oh my God, she must.
You might as well put pants on. You're gonna wear a trench coat like you're the Undertaker. Just wear pants. She looked like a wrestler, like she's like you said, like a country western star, or a wrestler. Like she's coming out of the ring.
A wrestler, a manager, the modern day Miss Elizabeth.
Yeah. Oh God.
Oh. All right, Black Gritty, appreciate it, buddy. Good show.
Good seeing you.
All right, everybody, shout out. Appreciate you. Make sure you're liking and subscribing to PHLY's YouTube channel as we continue to grow as a network. We'll be back tomorrow live at 8 a.m. We'll talk to you then. Thank you, Julia. See ya.
We all silly like the mayor.